pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So before we get started, I'd like to say a couple things. During public comment, if you could only comment to the board and not to each other, back and forth, only address the board, please, I'd appreciate it. And looking at the agenda. So additions and deletions to the agenda, I would like to add right underneath that, public comment on agenda items. I don't know how it got missed. What was that? Any other changes, additions, deletions? Hearing none, we'll move on to public comment on agenda items only. It was agendas, right? Anybody? Oh my gosh, I thought that guy back there was you. They look okay. That was weird. Anyway.
I don't understand what you mean, public comment ahead of time on the agenda?
See-
Or for changes in the agenda, is that what you're saying?
Anything on the agenda that you would like to speak about before we go into it to vote?
Oh, okay, gotcha,
Because sometimes we have changed our minds,
I gotcha.
and it was taken off years before, and I think it should be on there, because you ought to be able to have a chance to speak about it prior to the vote.
I agree, that's why I asked, I wasn't sure what it meant.
And yet you're gonna have an open at the end, right?
Yeah. Not open, but public comment, yes, it is.
But by then they'll already have voted, so she's giving us an opportunity to speak on it prior to. Okay.
All right. First item up is accounts payable. You all should have your pile in your packet. Jill, I've got a lot of issues with them, but mostly just in wrong accounts and stuff.
Okay, we can do that.
Yeah, you can fix them before you print the checks, because I don't believe you're gonna be here to print them tomorrow.
No,
I'm just saying, some of the accounts, like, the fire department fuel went into 101. Stuff like that. It's right, it's just in the wrong account. We already got enough of that. So, as it is, you have the accounts payable in front of you, totaling $35,352.85. $9,647.77 is the fire department side, but those numbers will change, because she, like I said, she's got a couple that, in general, that go to the fire department side.
I'm gonna make a motion to go ahead and pay those.
hey Kim,
Yes.
I can't hear very well at all.
Steve,
Hello.
Steve mumbled. Steve made a motion to accept the accounts payable. Do I have a second?
I second it.
Discussion? Can you hear that?
Yeah,
No discussion?
As long as we change those accounts for what you
Yeah.
brought up, yes.
Cause even like the snow removal, they're all went into the general, and you got
Yeah.
three.
good
so-
like it in there.
Yep, we know. So, the motion is to accept the accounts payable with corrections.
Correct.
Correct.
Second.
And I second it.
Okay, we're gonna do a roll call vote. Hope,
Yes.
Mary,
Yes.
Steve,
Yes.
Kim, yes. Jill, you can't vote.
No,
Alright, next up we have the meeting minutes, and I know Hope's got some corrections, I haven't read them.
All right, let's see, here we go.
December 10th first.
so like the BOA should be Board of Review, BOR.
On the bottom of the second page.
Yeah, on the bottom of the second page and also on the third page.
I've read it, but I wasn't here for most of it.
I mean, A's and I's are not the same, you know that, right? They're still on this one,
Is it?
the I's.
Okay, yeah. Oh,
Get
you
it?
found that one. That was a good,
We laughed about that the other day.
so they need to change that. Also on the fourth page, if she's ready, is she ready?
Are you ready?
I'm trying.
That also on the fourth page, it said about, when we did like the
Oh,
pay
yes.
scale, 30,000, it says Van Nook.
It says Van Nook opposing. I didn't oppose it, I made the motion.
You made the motion.
Yeah, I read that and I thought I was in there, right?
You were opposing, not me.
It needs changed.
I thought that was it on this one.
And then, of course, on the back page too, it said Hope explained it is an MTA thing. It's an MTA policy.
Policy. Where do you have that? Oh, yeah.
Where are we at?
On the last page, public speaker Karen Richards, on the bottom of it, we talked about the training and the mileage and stuff and, not getting the passwords and the keys to the computers. And I explained that we have a policy here for that, and Hope said MTA also has a policy for that. And you wrote MTA thing. So we wanted to read, Hope explained it is a MTA policy.
No, I put thing.
Yeah, but that's how she said it, I'm sure of it.
I could've.
Any other?
Alright.
I will make a motion to accept the December 10th meeting minutes with corrections.
I second.
It's got a vote, first and second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? You didn't say nothing.
No, I didn't, because I have to ask you, am I allowed to even vote on this? I wasn't here but 30 minutes. I missed it all. Or should I abstain?
You shouldn't abstain, you were here for half of it,
30 minutes,
30 minutes.
but still,
okay,
you were here. All we're doing is
okay,
the minutes,
okay.
or didn't change, you know. The next one up is December 16th, 2024, special board meeting. I didn't have nothing on this one.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I make a motion to accept the minutes for December 16, 2024, special board meeting.
Hope made the motion to accept December 16 minutes, Mary seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those
Aye.
opposed? Motion carries. There she is, getting the hot seat, girl. Terry just walked in, so we'll give her a minute to adjust over here, but, the next thing up anyway is correspondence. I put in your, packets. It's the Higgins Lake Advisory Committee Board. So I got a email from a gentleman that would like to be our Beaver Creek representative. Wrong one, Steve. Let's see, do it, yep.
There it is.
So after, discussing it, I had a meeting with Brian Cook and the Lyons Township Supervisor the other day in regards to this, and what we're all doing at the moment is nothing. I don't think Beaver Creek needs to be in on the water levels when we only have, what, frontage, 15 foot, I mean, State Park, Westminster, and nothing we can control anyway. And this is something new off the wall, and we're not even in the special district, so we had decided, if it's all right with you guys, to just let it go and see what happens down the road farther. It's just suggestion. They haven't, the only person that contacted me was this guy that wanted on the board. Down the road, if we need somebody, I would like to appoint Brian Cook on it as we go. But I don't think it's gonna go anywhere. So I put that in your packets with the information, what it's about, and the guy's email included.
The reason we got this because we do have some interest in Higgins Lake
Yes,
with the state park and then the King Route
Edna King, yeah,
and then
Forest Avenue,
down there by BB.
yeah, Forest Avenue. Yep. So, that's why they're trying to include us, but
I mean, I think we should have a voice somewhere, cause we do have interest in that.
okay,
So I would go for, you know, if something comes of this, we put somebody on there.
okay, yep. That's what, we decided just to wait and see, cause we don't know
Right.
where it's going. I mean,
Right.
this was just a suggestion, and it was only sent by this gentleman.
Right.
And he just got off the Gary side, cause he's the one that started all the lawsuits and all of that.
Right,
And
yeah,
so, he's now has property in Beaver Creek, and he would like to be our representative.
okay.
I haven't heard anything from anybody else, this is, it come from him.
Okay, yeah. Let's see where it goes.
Doing due diligence. Next up is handbook. I did some Mary had wrote it. I can give her the project. You all should have a copy, and there's, corrections that I've already done on that, if you are not see right on the first page. And I have that on my computer, but when I printed it, it was forward and backwards and sideways. But basically, all I did to what you have in front of you is take out like these empty spots and pull them all in. So we went from a 33-page handbook down to 17. With getting rid of the stuff that we didn't need, and like I said, on my computer, I had pulled all these up. But we already had these printed, so I put these in. But that's basically all I did was change corrections like Beaver, and then back there in the back where it says office hours, it says 9 AM to 2 AM, so just little corrections like that, but I think Mary did a great job on it.
Thank you.
I was actually really impressed with it. And took out some of the mumbo jumbo stuff that we've had. Cause these have been wrote, I think it was 14 when we wrote them, I'm almost sure on the old one.
Yeah, July 14.
Yep.
Reevaluated in 16 and reevaluated in 17.
So, that's what you got, and then, these are the mileage reimbursement, and the per diem behind it is also part of the handbook, so they would all have to go together. So the mileage reimbursement I gave you last month, but I think it's in your packets again, I took the old one and rewrote it. And that is in there to get approved with the handbook, and The per diem, I think we're gonna have to look at. I give you all the per diem also, right?
And then we will add to this handbook when it happens in February, the PTO or the sick.
Yes, to add the sick time,
Yeah,
yes.
okay,
Cause we're having our, webinar I signed us up for on the 22nd through MTA
okay.
with all the rules
Right.
and regulations and what we have to do, and then it gets implemented for the first time on February 21st.
Yeah,
So we don't know all the logistics on the, like
Right.
salary people.
yeah, yeah,
So there's still a lot we don't know on that one.
okay.
So those are the three you got in front of you. You keeping it, you not keeping it, more changes, what do you want?
I didn't read the whole thing yet.
So how about we table that for next month and then I'll have the corrections in it, but the handbook itself,
Right,
table till next one?
yes,
That's what I'd like, yes.
So we have more time to work on it.
Right.
Are you in agreement?
Yes,
So I will make a motion to table the handbook until February's meeting to make the necessary changes to it and bring it back.
I second it.
I got a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? How you doing over there?
oh, good.
Mileage reimbursement.
Is that on the agenda? I don't see it on the agenda.
It's under handbook.
Oh.
But I'd like to get these pages approved and put them in before it comes back next month also.
I've already read it, I'll second it.
You want this?
Yeah.
I didn't make a motion.
Okay, sorry.
You can make it.
Can I make the motion?
Yeah, cause the backside is the old
Yeah.
one where we took insurance and all that stuff off. It doesn't need to be, I don't believe.
Right.
So Mary's made a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
I will second it.
They have a motion to approve the rewriting of the mileage reimbursement policy. Do a roll call vote, cause it's a policy. Hope,
Yes,
Steve,
Yes.
Kim, yes, Mary,
Yes.
Jill can't vote. I just like to say that, you know? Next up is the per diem. This is still the original we did. The last time it's been updated is 8/17. I still think the $50 per diem is more than enough. And I don't think we pay a $50 per diem for a one-day class. Down here on the bottom, what we approved in 2017, it shows per diem, pay a per diem for somebody who attends a full-day class over 100 miles from here. Y'all good with it? You make any changes, leave it the way it is, and just update as is? I know you have this one because it was on your desk.
I'll make a motion to leave it the way it, yeah, update it.
I will second that. Excuse me. So the motion is to accept the per diem as is, update it to today's date. It will stay the same at $50 a day per diem. One-day class is only paid if it's more than 100 miles from the township offices. I'm just watching her write, man. You good? Motion is to leave it and do the update on it. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those
Aye.
opposed? We'll get those in the policy and handbook for the next meeting. Next up is hall rental. Mary worked on this. Pat printed a copy of the one that she had been working on a while ago to do changes to. So this is still a work in progress, but what I would like to do is, y'all, this is the payment sheet she's got, her and I worked on the other day and she had typed it up. These are the changes I would like to go down to. But I don't like how she has it worded. So it should say, like, on the very first one, it's $200, plus your credit card must be on file in lieu of deposit. Well, it still should say $150 deposit with a credit card on file. So then the credit card we destroy after the hall rental, so we don't have to do the checks back and forth. So the credit card is on file, and Pat and I had just discussed this. What I would like to do is not have them give us their credit card until they come in to pick up the key. So at the most, we have that 2 to 3 days, but they're locked in the safe until the hall rental, and there's no damage, and then it'll be shredded. Since I've been here many years, there's never been any damage except somebody lost their key. I don't. In all the years, I have had nothing. So like you see the funeral, for funeral dinner, it was $25. I bumped it up to $45. What we did was, years ago, when we set it up to do that, we had it set at $25 because it takes on an average, and is 2.5 hours to clean the hall to 3 hours after an event. So that's what it was back in the day when we set that price. It was $10 an hour for the cleaning person. Well, now it's $15 an hour, so at 3 hours of cleaning is why I moved that up to the 45. And the same with the benefit dinners. The benefit dinners, we still request the deposit, not funeral.
And that deposit's still $150.
Yes.
Benefit dinner get raised from 25 to 45?
Yes.
And of course, non-residents still the 200, right?
Yeah, so the non-residents are still more, cause on the top is, you see the residents on both of those two,
Mm-hmm.
and then on the bottom is where the non-residents, so it's higher than the residents.
I see the non-resident pavilion. Did you see the,
It's on the front, very first page,
it's still on it, okay,
on the bottom,
okay.
non-residents day use.
No, but
I
for
thought she
the
was-
pavilion.
Oh, just the pavilion?
Yeah, I don't see it for I see here it says non-resident.
Residents
Resident.
and non-residents.
Oh, okay, they
Alike.
wrote it together,
Yep.
okay.
I didn't wanna change a lot, we just wanted to
Okay.
update.
We never did charge more for non-residents for the pavilion,
Pavilion,
cause
was
9
it
times
always
out
the
of 10,
same?
it's a resident, I mean, we can. Now's the time.
I'd like to see that for a non-resident, bump it up $25, make it $100.
Okay, works for me. would be $75 for the large pavilion rental for residents and $100 for non-residents.
So we're gonna make a motion to accept it? I make a motion to accept the Hall Pavilion rental rates with the exception of the, like we said, the residents,
Pavilion.
75 for the pavilion, 100 for non-residents.
And I want it stated that $100, 150 security deposit with
Yeah.
a card on file.
Yeah,
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? Like I said, the hall rental is a work in progress. Y'all wanna try it? I think, I'll tell you later, never mind,
okay,
down in the packet more,
okay.
what I was just gonna tell you. You're welcome. So there's a motion on the floor to accept the changes to the hall rental fees with correction.
I'll second.
It's already been done. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Those opposed,
I still think I need a nap.
you're all right, Mary. And like I said, Pat was working on this hall rental too, so she had printed off what she had started on her side. So there's a couple different versions in there to look at and still play with and we'll work it out, cause it's way too thick. Way too much stuff. And then behind that, you will see a, Pat did everybody, it's the hall rental for the year, so up until the end of December, so January to December. We had rented, the rentals come to $9,825 and 5,400 security deposit back.
So $4,400 and $44.25
Yes. Actual,
funds we accumulate.
there you go.
4425 is revenue?
Revenue, yep.
Next up, you got the holiday sheets back in our packets. When Pat did them, it was before we made the motion to open on Fridays. So the dates are changed to be open on Fridays. There's only one that I would like to see taken off, and Hope don't agree with me, but I don't think we need to be closed on New Year's Eve. To me, it's not a holiday. It's an adult holiday in the evening, maybe, but it's the last one on the list, and my feelings is I don't think we need to be closed on New Year's Eve. My 2 cents.
I agree. Let's close it
You
down.
don't vote.
Yeah, leave it closed.
You can
Then
vote.
you can pass the holiday thing.
Yeah. I will make a motion to accept it.
See, accept the holiday closings as written
Yes.
with the change. 'cause
With the change of taking the New Year's Eve off.
No, leave it on there.
Steve said we should be closed.
Everything
He
else
agrees
is
with
closed.
you.
That's what okay.
Yeah.
I thought you said I agree
No.
with it.
No.
No, he said I agree with Hope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Who closes on New Year's Eve?
We
Well,
always have.
yeah. The
The
county.
county does it, everybody does it, all
So
the
our-
townships, all the counties.
Our closing dates go according to the courthouse, is how
Yeah.
they usually do ours. I agree, I don't believe in New Year's Eve, but that's my 2 cents. So we have a motion on the floor to accept the holiday closings as presented. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed?
Who seconded?
Steve and
I
Hope.
You
second.
did, okay. Thank you.
Hope did, she didn't want New Year's Eve. Next up is treasurer's report. It's on you, girl.
Okay. So you have them up there. Everybody can grab one. The tax collection fund, I did do a payout for taxes, so that might be lower than what it is right now when I did the payout. But as you can see, general fund, 560,859.57. Fire
Okay, that's
protection, huh?
Can you go slower, 560,
Yeah, we had the form for
Okay.
you, hon,
alright,
so you don't,
thank you.
fire protection fund, 132,614.02. Park recreation fund, 39,407.44. Liquor enforcement fund, 250.81, and then the current tax collection fund, 683,868.36. So like I said, payouts went out for taxes, everybody's coming in doing their taxes, we're doing good with that. Like I said, I'm open, I'm here usually at 8, and a lot of times I don't leave till 5 at night. I've been working like 50 hours a week or more, just to get things settled. These numbers, this report, we're still working on a better report, because right now, nothing has been reconciled since, like we said before, since 2023. So as soon as we can get it all in, we're working on it, and then hopefully we'll have a better standing report, a beginning and an ending report. Because for now, we can't do nothing until everything gets reconciled from that year on. So that's what Tracy and I have been working on, and so is the auditors, so.
Accountants.
Yep, and accountants and everything else.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good job, Hope. You guys have been doing a lot down there. So I will accept the treasurer's report as presented per auditor's approval. So next up, Costco credit card. Jill, you there?
Yeah.
Jill?
Yeah.
You wanna talk about that? Can you talk about it, or what do you got?
Well, we have a Costco card, so we can only shop at Costco. So, and then there's a credit card that they like threw at us just to see if we would want it. Reading over it, it sounds like it's a good deal to use. It doesn't, but I don't know exactly how much yet. I mean, it says here on the paper all the percentages and stuff, but weigh it out, whether it's worth it. At night, feeling. I mean, it probably wouldn't hurt to have one, but it wouldn't hurt not to have one either. That makes sense.
Yes, it does.
I would wanna do more investigating on it.
Okay. Cause to me, and this is just me, y'all got your own opinions, you already have a credit card for the township, why do we need a store credit card? My
Correct.
2 cents. Cause you're already
And if
paying
we have
interest,
their card that we can use
right,
to get into the store, then we just use their other one. And then you're saving their, whatever, 18, 20 cents
exactly.
finance fee. So yeah, that's nothing I personally would run and get right away.
The closest Costco is,
Correct. But we ordered,
Until the
yeah, I
holiday
didn't
days.
even order on, I know.
so that's that. Costco credit card, no Costco credit card, or,
No.
I would
I
say
would-
no.
Yeah, I would say no for now.
It says variable interest rate, or various penalty APR is up to 29.99%. I don't like it. That's out of ridiculous.
I'll make a motion that we do not approve a Costco credit card.
I second it.
Are you good down there?
Yes.
The motion motion is not to accept a Costco credit card. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
I,
Those opposed? Motion carries, no card. Next up, cemetery plot pricing. These are what they're at the moment. I think they're too high. Pat and I went back and looked, they changed these prices in July of '23. I don't like them. Plots have went from 100 to 300. They were 250, I think, the last time we raised them, and 600 for non-residents, and I'd like to go back to that 250 and 600. And part of that 250, it's supposed to be, the policy used to say that half of that, so 125 of that would go towards the future cemetery fund, which we have. And that's how we had figured that, so we can do that expansion on the cemetery.
So you're, wanna go back to 250 for the residents?
Yes,
What for non-residents?
6.
Everything else stay the same?
They can, yes. I got 350 back for the grave burial, full burial.
So you wanna go, cause mine says 400,
Yep,
non-residents, 600?
yeah, I went with 5. What they were doing, they raised these from the 350 to the 400, is they did $50 admin fee to do it.
For, on the grave openings,
On everything?
on everything.
Everything is an admin fee. Here's a $250 admin fee. That should be on,
Yeah, here's on the next
oh, this
page.
is,
Did you not?
is it on? No.
Here.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, that's my fault. I thought it was in all of them.
You did have maybe some then. So like there they charged.
Administration fee.
Yes.
And that's probably for the sexton, I'm assuming?
The what, admin fee?
Yeah.
No,
No?
no.
It was for the clerk.
I'd like to table this for the next meeting and then I can do some investigation on that
Okay.
and check with other funeral homes and, other townships and see what they have.
Yep.
Just see where we're at with those.
Already did it, but yes,
Do you have a copy of those then?
no.
Okay.
Not right here with me, I got nothing, right? Cause
Okay.
that's on the agenda too. If you look down, is cemetery.
Right, okay. Yeah, I would like to table that until next month's meeting.
Are you making that motion?
I make the motion to table the cemetery pricing till next month.
I will second that. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Well, Terry. Fire department, so, did you all read through all your stuff?
No, I did not.
You did not read through all your fire department stuff?
No, I did not. You know how boring that is reading? All that.
Yeah, I know. Yes, I know, so I'll go with the first sheet up. Request to spend money.
do I have that?
Oh, I don't know if you have it over there. You don't have it on the
It's
fire
mine.
department stuff, it's in Jill's packet.
Okay.
So on sheet number 1, you know what I'm talking about? It says request to spend funds.
Yep.
So he's looking for $1,600 for 4 new helmets, $800 for 13 new badges, $500 for 10 helmet fronts. What's a helmet front, Terry?
It is a Velcro shield in the front that identifies you when you're on Scene of Beaver Creek on your helmet.
So it's like
the
a,
fire department.
like your patches, emblem
Yeah.
on the helmet, right? Up to 2,000 for the lettering and decal work on the new ambulance rescue unit.
How many helmets do we currently have?
Our
Go ahead.
helmets, our current helmets have been out of date. They've been expired, so we did get some new helmets with the ARPA funds and we were a few short.
Okay,
Expired. They expire
Yes,
like a uniform. They have, is it a 10-year?
like your bunker gear
Right.
for fighting interior, you have
Right.
to, it has to be rated and it has to be within a certain time frame
I didn't know
for
the
NF
helmets
for
were
NFPA.
excellent. Nice to know.
13 badges, why do we need 13?
All the badges are gone. So for new people coming in, promotions, things for that. Everybody needs 2 badges. You need one for your Class A's and you need one for your regular uniform. But I don't know if that's what he's including. But we have, with the past administration coming in, there was no badges that were left, so we're starting from scratch again.
And those ain't cheap.
These badges don't have names on them, do they?
For officers, they do, I believe. Firefighters do, and then not individual names,
That's,
just, no,
okay, that's what I was, individual names.
no,
Okay.
just what your title is,
Right.
your classification.
Do we know anything about the fire department budget? Where it's at for the year and anything?
Do we even know how much money's in the fire department budget?
Right,
Not at all, but we have 20 grand still in the grant. Bond. 20 grand left over in the bond still, so I know we have 20 grand for sure. That's the only thing I can tell you, matter of fact.
and we just spent how much on them, 9,000?
Yeah, but we had 14 or something.
I mean, obviously, if we need helmets,
Yeah,
we need
yeah,
helmets. We need the fronts for them, yes, we do. We gotta get the 740 up and running, we do need that. The 13 badges. I'm a little concerned right now until we know really where our budget's at.
That's perfectly fine. You wanna make the motion to that effect?
I will make a motion that we go ahead with the 4 helmets. The 10 helmet fronts, the 2,000 lettering for 740, and hold off on the 13 badges at this time until we find out where we stand with money.
I have a
For
second
the
that
budget.
motion.
How long before they have an audit, so we know what they're doing?
It's all on ours.
Oh, this could be interesting.
You
I didn't
telling me?
realize, I thought it was 2 separate.
They have their own budget, yes, but we don't know what money is there, because it's all into one, and we're figuring it out, but it's a slow process as like anything. But I need a roll call vote on this, cause it's money. Hope,
Yes,
Steve,
Yes,
Kim, yes, Mary?
Yes.
Sorry, Jill. Good, Terry?
Yes, ma'am. Did you want me to add anything to, oh, you're not there. I had a couple things that he was adding in for the report, for fire department.
For what?
Um,
To purchase?
no, just updating.
Okay.
So the rescue one, it's gonna be going to Gaylord next week for, the lettering, Thursday, Friday. So that will be done. And, we had a request for an address sign, we're still doing that, that was completed.
Awesome.
Um,
You still have some over there? The green sign?
yes, we do. On engine 3, we had the pump inspected, the primer was tested, we fixed the number 2 crosslay valve, we unseized the master drain valve, and the rear brakes were completely replaced. On tanker, we fixed and replaced the 5-inch leaking valve. We were unable to fix the leak between the tank and the frame, there's too much damage. We replaced the panel pressure gauge, replaced the broken throttle cable, we also had pieces missing. We checked the brakes and we found a leaking front motor seal, leaking oil pan seal, but did not fix it this time. That is all.
A lot. So you have his report. You have this other report. This is the one that, our attorney asked me to look into. On payroll. That's in there. And then we have policies. Did we read over policies? What happens with the fire department when they do, they're called SOG policies, each time they change them, write down what have you, they, have to come over here for our board to approve them before they can be implemented. We found when we started going through them that there was a bunch of changes to them. So Doug is starting back. This section that we got this month is your 101 section, or your 100 section, which is all your personnel policies, chain of command, etc. And then next month, we will be getting, I'm guessing, knowing Doug, the 200s sections. So both of them are, the same as that we've had before. I have all of them in my office too. I'm glad I ain't got facial fitness over there. So your first one is, policy 100 is your recruiting and employment. Pretty basic. If you could, I'd like to pass them all in a group and not one by one, but we can go one by one, but there's like, what, 20? So 101 is your basic recruiting and employment. 102 is your physical fitness guidelines. 103 is training. 104, alcohol and drug use. He's got his and it's also in our handbook. So, that's another thing that the clerk has to start working on, is getting the signatures on them handbook pages and in their files. But being we're rewriting the new handbook, I still think we should have the old handbook, because that's what they're working off of and that they hired in under. It should be in their file, and then when we do the new one, again, we'll ask for new signatures to update it after we finish the new handbook. Make sense?
Yes.
105, sexual harassment and unwanted conduct. 106, reporting injuries, illnesses, how to go about it. 7, carrying and securing a concealed pistol. Why did you just write it as pistol? I guess you can't conceal a rifle or what?
Well, it should be weapon.
I would say, can we change that?
Mm-hmm.
Concealed weapon. Cause then you have some guy saying, well, it isn't a pistol. That's my 2 cents. 108, chain of command. Like I said, most of these are just how to file a grievance. One is discipline policy, and this is the same, almost identical to what we have on our side too. And we also have the notices for the notice of oral warning and a write-up. And he has all those included here as well, but we have them on our side that are the same thing.
What was the discipline policy number?
111. And you got that on the weapons one, right?
Yes.
120, that ain't my next one, is it?
No,
112.
I don't have a 112. This isn't just fire chief's
Oh, okay.
job description.
There you go.
Wasn't coming out of there. Now am I at my own funny?
Nope, we've got 112, 113, 114.
Oh,
All the
hold
way up.
on, they're in a, somebody did it this way.
Well, mine don't come unstapled. They were stapled at one time for some reason.
That's what it is on the one.
Yes,
They got,
because it's all your description, job descriptions.
exactly, deputy assistant
Yeah.
fire chief. So that's what these all are. 114, health and safety officer. Job descriptions, your lieutenant, your captain, sergeant, yada yada. 120 is your fire department SOG, SOP committee. That we used a few times, the fire department committee, when we had, traffic violations and stuff. So we brought them in front of the committee first and then a board on top of that, I think. A separate, they're all through the fire department. So we do that and we have used that. Now am I in the 120? 121, social media policy. Also reflects, theirs is a little more strict, they can't do anything on fire scene, anything like that, so it's all spelled out exactly what they can and can't do. Policy 122 is your shift duties. Shift duty, hourly duty. Tree ring binder time.
Yep.
How is that new law gonna affect there?
We have to keep track.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's the thing that we need to figure out though is the salary because of Doug.
right,
But,
Right.
yeah, every 30 hours, they get 1 hour PTO, will start on the February 21st.
21st, right.
But like I said, we're doing that webinar on that also, but that will change.
Right. So we will accept these, accept that last, where they're, for that, that's gonna have to be written in there too.
So we could accept with the correction coming from the state on PTO time.
Right. starting February 21st.
Was letting Slick down here have a chance to write.
She's good. She's a lot
You got all
faster than
that?
I ever would be.
Got all that?
So did you make the motion, Steve?
I will make the motion to accept those SOGs as written
With the
And then
one
we'll-
exception.
with the one exception with the new law that will take effect in February 21st.
Excuse me, what does SOG stand for?
Terry?
It's the guidelines, standard operating guidelines.
Yep.
There's procedures and there's guidelines. Procedures, guidelines kind of tell you the general, and then procedures tell you the specific.
With also the one correction of from a pistol to a weapon.
Yes, I have that.
Right, sorry about that.
I'm sorry, I was just helping her to add to the motion and I will second that. We're gonna do a roll call vote.
Yes.
I didn't even ask you.
Well, I asked them both, yes. I'm saying yes.
Steve?
Yes,
Mary?
Yes.
Kim? Yes.
She's fast, she's ready.
She's good now.
She's ready.
Alrighty. Next up is the Higgins Lake Utility Authority Board appointments. So let me give you a little example. So with the Higgins Lake Utility Authority, Beaver Creek and Lyons Township joint. The way the bylaws are wrote, there's 2 people from Beaver Creek on that board, and there's 2 people from Lyons Township on that board. And then you have a 50-50 person. So, this 50-50 person, Lyons Township has to agree on, and Beaver Creek has to agree on to appoint them to that position. That being said, Brian Cook has been on Beaver Creek side, he lives in Lyons, we're not kicking him out. But Lyons last month, appointed Brian into the 50-50 position and swore him into the 50-50 position. So I would like to make that motion to accept Brian Cook as our 50-50 person on the Higgins Lake Utility Authority also. Cause we both have to have the motion and pass.
I second.
Any discussion? It's really confusing, but it ain't.
Right.
He's been great, he's actually jumped in because nobody wanted to put that 50-50 person in there back when, the last one resigned. Because it was too hard for the 2 townships to agree on anything. Back in those days, it was really hairy. We finally agreed, Brian got put in there. So, that being said, we have a motion on the floor to make Brian Cook the 50-50. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries. So now we have an opening on the Higgins Lake Utility Authority Board. I have spoken to Ron Larson. He actually come in and sat through the last meeting with us, and he would really like the position, and what I didn't know until he come in and did his synopsis, and they're telling us all that he has. I didn't know he had certificates in sewage and stuff. Who knew? I did not know that. So I really think he would be a great fit for this board. They're all pretty mellow now. I'm not on it. Doug Piper didn't want me back on there, so, you know. So I would like to make a motion to appoint Ron Larson to the Higgins Lake Utility Authority Board as our Beaver Creek member.
I'll second.
Y'all, discussion?
Do we have 2 members on there?
Yes,
Who's the other member?
Doug Piper.
Okay,
He's the chair. Sorry I didn't.
okay,
He's still there. I won't let him go.
okay.
I roped him into it a while ago, and now he's on the 4 Mile Road one and everything, so he's good. He's really learned a lot.
And those meetings are what, monthly?
Second, Thursday or third?
Second Thursday at 4 PM, right here in this room each
Yep.
month, yep.
Remember you asked me, were you at a meeting last night? That was one of them. And actually, it's been going, I was actually surprised after being away for 4 years how smoothly it is these days.
Totally different.
Yeah, it's really gone, I mean, worked the kinks out, and I think between the boards and stuff too, so I think it's a beautiful thing these days. And then he had put his monthly report in, cause he was our liaison. So we had that.
You second.
Second.
I did, didn't we do it? All those in favor
There you go.
signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, sorry. It'll be alright. Tomorrow's a new day.
Yes.
Alrighty. Planning board appointments. So, we still have a planning board open. I've had a request. Doug Bourgeois would like to be added to that board. I think it would be good.
Okay.
Don't look mean at me. Steve and I have discussed it.
I make a motion that you appoint him.
I'll second. Discussion. Well, that was easy. All those, yeah, signify by saying aye for approval.
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Hearing none? Add another one. Oh, next up, cleaning position, we have one. I would like to make a motion to hire Kathy Baker as our cleaner.
I will second that. She's good.
She's phenomenal, and then, trying to clean the hall in under 3 hours. Washing walls and everything, I just got a kick out of it, but anyway, cause she's like, well, you said 3 hours, but. So. Have a first and a second to hire Kathy Baker as the cleaning position. You good? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Fire department reports, you already have them. Please don't make me go through more. All in your packets, any questions, anything concerning? I'm glad the paper comes from his office.
So they had 26 runs in December, or? Is that 377 total for the year?
Yes, that's year to date. Fire department reports. I didn't add it to the agenda, but here we go. I had a request from the maintenance people. They would like to trade trucks. So the white one that the fire department got with all the toolbox and things on the sides, do you know what I'm talking about? And we have the regular truck over to the fire, or the transfer station. So we would like to swap. So the toolbox truck comes to the transfer site so they can put the tools in it so they have them every time they're working and not have to keep running back to the shop to get them or whatever. So there's, I think a $2,000 difference in the actual price. One was 11 and one was 13. I think we have the 13 at the transfer station, and then the 2011 is next door. So they would like to swap.
I'd make the most, I mean, they're all township property, I mean, use them.
Right?
Yeah,
Still make that motion.
I make the motion.
I will second. The motion is to swap trucks. It's, like Steve said, they're ours anyway, either way you look at it, so, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Tim will be here. Supervisor has been crazy busy, out sick most of last week. In your packets, I put in the grant. I had, right after we first got here, contacted NEMCOG to see if we still had membership with them, because our zoning and our, master plan, rec plan all need our updates, 5-year updates. When I called her, she said this grant was out there for this. Sent me to the right place, I wrote the grant, and we have been awarded that $50,000. I just went in yesterday and got the signatures on it from the grant writers, so that should be coming to us ASAP. Waiting on calls back from NEMCOG to start scheduling. First up is the master plan, because that's overdue. So I would like to get that going to the planning commission, get that master plan started as soon as NEMCOG can start scheduling us in.
Great job.
Yes.
Thank you, congratulations. My first one, and I got it, I was kind of proud. I might have been screaming and yelling and doing a happy dance around here for a few days, but we need it, cause it's all outdated, and that was, when we wrote our master plan to begin with, that one cost us $8,000. And I think so did the zoning when we did it, was right around $8,000 then too, wasn't it?
I believe so, but that's nothing with the time that we put into it.
Exactly, exactly. It's a time consuming, and I suggest as they start doing it, that the board members attend those planning commission meetings, because it's a lot of information that we all need to know.
Well, the community too, everybody.
Exactly,
I mean,
exactly, and that's the public hearings and stuff, and we'll start posting that when we do start going through it with her, so we do have public input and everything as we do it, so it's a long process.
Please.
Long process, but I just wanted to put that in there. Oh, DPW, here we are. DPW. We have, Tim is out again for a while. I talked to Gene this morning, and he would like to, he will work the dump on Saturday and Sunday, but he would like somebody else to do it on Wednesday. So at the moment, we needed temporary dump personnel for Wednesdays.
And I said I would do that, but then we have conflict tomorrow. 'Cause
Right.
We're at that training all day tomorrow.
Right. So here we are. Is it something we can have, hire somebody temporary? What are we looking?
I mean, we can look for somebody, I mean, yeah. I don't know how we're gonna find somebody who wants 24 hours.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Worst case scenario, I'll have Kathy Baker over there, I mean, she'll go.
That's fine, I mean, like I said, that meeting's till 4:30 tomorrow, so,
Right, we can't get back from Gaylord by 4.
no,
And you're alright filling in
yes.
from, not tomorrow, but until,
Wednesdays till Tim comes back, hopefully, and,
okay?
yeah,
Alright,
or we find another temp,
alright.
yeah.
I'll make the fire chief go over there tomorrow.
Well, somebody, I mean, obviously we have to have it open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get it covered for tomorrow, and then you'll take over until he comes back
Yes,
on Wednesdays.
Yep.
if you need help, I got a bunch of girls that are volunteering, so just saying.
Plus, I might have need them. Yes.
Okay, perfect, just wanted to make sure, and everything's been going good over there. The recycling is getting filled a lot. We have, supposed to have 2 canisters over there, and we've only got 1. They took one away 2 weeks ago because of the winter, they didn't think, but we're still filling, it's full every week.
Right.
So, and the metal has been dumped twice now in the last few weeks too, so everything has been going good over there so far. No more mice chewing wires, thank God. I have zoning, you have in your packets Chris's, report on the zoning. There's just a couple new ones approved for December, but he's been working on a few blights and stuff like that too, so. We had another person come in yesterday to get, applications for permits for demo permit again, and another new house behind it, so. They got the paperwork to do it, so those will be coming up too, so. He's doing a good job. Very good job. All right, board members. Oh,
I'm good.
I'm good.
I just wanna thank the board, they've been working hard. I mean, there is a lot of meetings, a lot more than what I ever expected, but we're filling those shoes, so thank you. Good job on the grant. Jill, those last minutes were fabulous, I've never seen minutes like that before in my life, so thank you.
very
You're welcome.
readable.
Yep.
You ain't for. Good job, Jill. Don't sound so thrilled.
Well,
She's good.
How about you? Got any comments?
me?
You are a board member.
I don't, no, I don't really. I start talking, I'll start hacking.
Get better.
We don't go there.
Okay. Supervisor, let's go with it. So this last month been really busy. I started back out, the supervisor meetings, we meet once a month. I also got in touch with MTA chapter, we started the MTA chapter meetings again last week. Met with Sharon Schultz, is our MTA district, whatever you call her, representative. She was there in attendance, very knowledgeable, we got reinstated, we, appointed new board members. So those meetings are quarterly for the MTA chapter, and I want to thank all of you guys for coming to that. Hopefully, we know you couldn't, but it was a great showing for Beaver Creek anyway, and supervisors is all we had, but we'll get back in business with that.
What is MTA, please?
MTA, Michigan Townships Association.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So it's been very good, they're more than happy. We've talked to quite a few of them from MTA, so tomorrow you guys will all find out what I'm talking about when we go together to the class. So I just wanna say thank you to all of you. We've all been working our butts off going through, I mean, Steve, you've been doing the measurements and looking into stuff for us for the insurance and stuff, and the gas problems, and, you know, Hope has been in there pecking away at numbers for lifetime, and Mary, you did a great job on that handbook. I'm actually impressed. So, but good job, and going from 33 to 17 is a beautiful thing. She had it to 20, I might have took her down a little more, but
And
it's a
thank you
good
to our
job.
grammar police over there, God, I love you.
But other than that, I got nothing, I mean, I've been working with the auditing company, Jill and I have another meeting, Zoom meeting with our accountants and treasury on Tuesday, and we're hoping to be able to have all the bank reconciliations done cause they haven't matched since August of '23, So we had to go back and match them to be able to finish out that year so we could have the audit by December 31st. We did not, so we had to go to the treasury he give us an extension and we do a Zoom call back with him on the 21st. There was 2 people from the treasury, Jill and I, and then the 3 accountants were on that Zoom call. So again, we go in on Tuesday and we're hoping that we have it up to date. On my computer, I can't get into anything BSNA because I'm waiting for the new one. So on Friday, our new computers will be delivered and installed. And then I'll finally get all the programming back into my computer so I can start finishing those off. As it is, our biggest problem is trying to get back into budget year of 23 because they closed it and it's harder to try to go back in and move stuff around inside that budget year when they have closed that year off. So we're having some issues with that and we're getting somewhere, but it doesn't feel like it's fast enough for me because I got Tuesday looming over our heads and that worries me because if we don't get it done and they don't approve it for an audit, then we lose $190,000 in state shared revenue for the year next year and we can't afford it. So we are working around the clock in between being sick and one works on it and then the other one works on it. We're getting there, it's a slow process. Like I said, we've been going through books, we've been going through paperwork. It's coming together, but I appreciate all the help and jumping in and everybody has done. I said the 2 trustees I think has done more than trustees in the 4-year terms, but that's my popsicle stand. All right, public comments. Yes, ma'am.
Nancy Billinghurst, where is the attorney? I thought that these meetings were being held for his schedule.
Exactly right. I have not heard from the attorney since before Christmas.
So how much are we paying him? You're always confirmed with the attorney said this, are we paying him and he's not showing up?
His fees are a set fee. It was $7,000 for the year, no matter how many times we called him, how many times he come here, no matter what he did for us, it was $7,000 for the year.
You're talking 24 though.
But
His contract ended December 31st.
Oh.
But he hasn't been to the last 2 meetings, and that's why you had him at noon, so he could be here,
Yes.
right?
We did January's,
Okay.
December and January's, so he could be here exactly. And he was in court on the last one, and this one, like I said, I hadn't heard from him, but his contract was up December 31st.
So he's no longer under contract right now?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay, so maybe that's why he didn't show up.
Could very well be. Like I said, I have not heard from him since before Christmas.
Are you renewing that contract?
That's what I missed. How did I miss that? No, I don't believe we are. So, we're in public comment. How did I miss it?
Retract comments.
That's fine. We'll table it till next.
I don't wanna table it.
Okay.
So, I'm just going with it. Attorney, I put in your board packets. I spoke to this new firm, Parker and Harvey. Yeah, I think I have it.
Okay.
I do, it just is buried. I talked to the guy in that firm, his name is Todd Marr. He only does municipalities, and it's out of Traverse City, so it's as local as I could get. I called, into Bill Carey's office, cause, what is his name? I'm gonna mess it up.
Rich Jaskowski.
He is the Grayling Township and the city or county and all of that attorney. He is actually the one who referred us to these people. So this is who I called. He had sent us this morning, this is just an example of what he does. He did it for another board in July. Like I said, this guy only does municipalities. He has 8 of them. That's all he does is municipalities. In the firm, one of the owners, his name is Robert Parker. He is one of the top attorneys for real estate, zoning, land. So that's also at our fingertips. Another one in there does, I'll think of it, it's on my desk on that stuff. Anyway, they all have their own separate breakdown of what, that they're specialized in. I really liked them. I talked to the secretary lady this morning earlier, and then I talked to this gentleman, later on. They have, each department that we're looking for, they have in their office. Our attorney would be this Todd Marr for our township attorney, but also the firm. So we'll be hiring the firm with Todd Marr as the attorney. So we still have all of the people in the firm. As I was talking to him, like with Greg, ours is $7,000 a year, set price no matter what we do. He said that their pricing now is by the hour, is $215 an hour. In the beginning, you're gonna have more to get started because we have a lot that needs taken care of. After that, he said, if you don't need anything and you don't call me for a year, you don't get billed. So that's the beauty of it. Greg, we have to pay $7,000 whether we talk to him or not. This way it's by the hour, and I don't think once we get the initial stuff we already have on our plates going, I don't think we will have an over excessive hourly charges. I also called a couple different attorneys. The one in Gaylord I wasn't overly impressed with. When I talked to South Branch Township, their attorney, they have company out of Bel Air, Graham. We had him prior to Greg. That firm out of Bel Air. We got lost in the shuffle. That's when were you here when the pension stuff started? I think it was Tracy.
Yeah, it started a little bit before that, and then.
Cause we had buku hours into him over that pension and stuff, but he didn't handle it. And then when we got Greggy, we turned around and had to redo everything that they had done. So I'm not comfortable with even that one again. So, and the reason I like this company also is because they come from, referred to from Bill Perry's office. And they hold all the township, Grayling Township. But he said we had enough problems with employer stuff. That's why he referred us to this firm and not have them handle it. Because the guy that does that, Gilius, that's his name, he is the employer employment attorney in that office. So he will be the one that we will probably be working with first.
Okay.
If we go with these people.
Can I ask how long the contract is that you normally,
We do a year.
a year at a time? And do you have an idea on how many hours you expect him to do in the beginning? I mean, is it gonna exceed the 7,000, you think?
No way.
Okay.
No, I don't believe so.
Well, 32 hours gets you $7,000
that's
at
always-
$250, $15 an hour. So you got 32 hours to meet the 7,000 threshold.
Okay, so he may exceed that, maybe.
That's only 30.
I mean, it sounds like there's a lot of stuff he has to,
You're
get caught up
constantly
on.
saying, we talked to the attorney, even when I emailed you, it's like, we talked to the attorney, well, if you're doing, he's gonna charge you an hour every time you talk to him. If you talk to him 30 times in a couple of months, you've already got $7,000.
Right. In the beginning, we had a lot of stuff to talk to the attorney about. We have a lot of missing stuff, we have, you know, it's a mess. So that's why I've been with the attorney. But he isn't even responding to me. But I understand what you're saying. I don't think we'll have that much once we get through the initial, the first, it's gonna be a bite.
Does our attorney, our previous attorney, is it customary that he give files and give stuff to the new attorney so that some of this stuff doesn't have to be repeated?
Yes, actually, when I, talked to Greg, the last time I spoke to Greg on the phone, we were working on a couple of FOIAs also. And, he had said that he was going to bring all the files that he had from his office.
Okay, yeah, because
to
that would
us
be a
directly.
mess. I mean,
Yes, I don't wanna do her all over again.
Okay, well, hopefully you can, it sounds like his word's not very worthy right now. I mean, I hope he follows through with what he said to you, because if he ain't returning phone calls, his word isn't much in my book. So,
Right, and his contract was up.
okay, and how do you spell the neuter, that Mueller, how, is it?
Millar.
Okay.
And he's out of Parker.
Traverse.
Yep, it's
Okay,
called
Parker and Harvey. Okay,
When we had the company, so I'll get to you in just a second, Brian, I seen that hand in a minute.
You're fine.
When we had Graham prior to Greg, so that was in 2012, 13 and 14, I think we still had Graham. We were paying them $12,000 a year. On top of every time we called, on top of that. So that last year that we were with Graham, it was over $20,000 in 1 year. And then we got Greg.
okay.
And when he started, I think it was 6, and we're still at 7, but. Anything we've asked for, we haven't got. I mean, he's perfect example. He had us move the meetings to noon, and here we are. So, this is where I'm at.
I make a motion to hire the new attorney firms.
We are talking Carrie Jerkowski recommendation?
Yes.
Okay, then yeah.
Okay, you're seconding a motion.
Yeah.
We were hiring
Parker Harvey.
in the attorney, Millar. Todd Millar, you got all that? You good? Year contract. 1 year contract.
Yep.
Oh, she's good. We're gonna do a roll call vote, and I'm not looking at you. Mary?
Yes.
Kim? Yes. Steve?
Yes.
Hope?
Yes.
Did you think about that? Do you want more discussion?
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, we need it, it's just the money being put up, you know, hopefully we get things situated and it's not costing. If we could only do that amount in the beginning because of what we're going through, then hopefully we won't have to use them, you know, for a long time.
Exactly.
And I'm
We
hoping,
shouldn't.
but like, that's a lot, 32, like, you know, hours, hopefully, you know. We can get it.
You're not gonna get an attorney for $7 grand.
No, I know.
You are not.
And obviously our attorney doesn't wanna
I was gonna say,
help us
no.
with anything right
And
now,
what
so.
we've got for that $7 grand, you get what you pay for.
Yep, and yep, we see that.
That's just
Yeah.
my 2 cents.
Yep,
I know we're gonna go over the $7 grand this first year, I mean,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a given.
yes,
But we have everything going, I mean,
right.
so,
And then we didn't have a choice anyways, because I think they didn't even wanna take us the other way. With everything going on. Alright,
exactly. Okay, I'm gonna go back to public comment now, sorry, Brian, go ahead.
Thank you for appointing me to the 50/50 position. I'm gonna support you guys just like I have been. On your attorney thing, so the utility authority think it was late 2019.
Yep.
Up until then, we had Greg, the attorney they have here, and we paid $2,000 a year, whether we called him or not, or no matter how much we called him. We, since then, right after that, back in 2019, we hired our attorney we have today. He's out of Cadillac. Extensive experience with municipalities, sewer authorities, all that. They have a fairly large firm, so if they can pull other resources in as needed. And at that time, he said, nope, we don't do a contract, we don't take anything, you just pay us by the hour. At that time, his discounted municipal rate was $175 an hour. It's, I think, $200 an hour now is discounted rate, so you guys are right there. It took us 4 years to hit the $2,000 mark. We didn't talk to the guy for a year and a half, and it didn't matter. So I think for the township, you're probably gonna be over your $7,000 this year because you've got a lot going on. But once you get him on board, he understands things, I think you're gonna see a whole lot cheaper going forward. And there was some worry on our end too, but when you hire someone that's an expert, has long experience in this, you're not spending an hour or 2 hours for him to go learn the stuff. He already knows it. He can answer your question, bam, 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 bam. So you will save a lot of time. Like I said, I can't tell you how it's gonna work out for the township, but I think after this year, I think you're gonna see it go the other way. We don't have a lot of stuff. We're dealing with a legal issue right now that'll hopefully be resolved real soon. You were obviously at the meeting last week. Yesterday, I got a letter from our attorney. The camp has accepted to go to mediation, and they've already picked a mediator, so.
Good.
But I'm still glad we did what we did. We had to.
We had to.
Yes, but, no, so, just so you understand that, that has been accepted. And
Awesome.
hopefully that'll, go somewhere, and I believe it's gonna be held at our attorney's office in Cadillac. And I believe the mediator's an attorney out of Traverse City that specializes in sewer and stuff too.
So it ain't the one we had.
I agree with you. I think the first year will probably go over, but after that, as long as everything gets resolved, I don't know that you guys have to contact the attorney for much,
No.
on an average, if everything's going smooth.
No, and I think we paid ours like about $500 maybe to get up to speed. That was going through all of our articles of incorporation,
Yeah.
bylaws, everything. And you know, when you meet with an attorney that's experienced, he'll take your articles, your bylaws, and he's gonna go flip through them and go, yep, 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 yep. Because they're already basically laid out. the same.
Right, exactly.
But thank you guys.
Yes, ma'am.
Billy Joe Miller. When did we start charging township residents a fee for using that for funeral dinners?
What do you mean?
We never used to charge for the building to be used for funeral dinners for residents.
Yes, we always have.
Years ago, we did not.
In my tenure, it's always been 25, and that was just for cleaning fees, cause we didn't charge them to rent the hall, it's only a cleaning fee.
Right, so now we're at 45 for cleaning fees for that?
Yes. Average of 3 hours to clean it.
At 50.
If
Right,
you
right,
clean it
I
out.
get all that and I understand it, but we know, you and I, from recent, funerals are not only emotional, but they are financial stress. I
Exactly.
don't like that we charge residents for that.
Well-
I mean, can't we?
Well, a lot of times what happened with the board in the past, we paid for it.
I was
Okay,
gonna
board
say,
did.
we do a donation.
A lot of
Okay.
times the board did the donation
Okay.
for the funerals.
okay, because I was gonna say, either we don't charge and I volunteer to come in and clean for all those, or I'll pay for them.
Well, that's what in the
Please don't be
past,
rude.
I had, just lost it.
Never mind. It's
I
okay,
had,
never mind.
I had paid for them myself when I was in the treasure. Everyone that come up, I paid for. When I was in the supervisor, I paid for. Every funeral
Yeah.
dinner that come through.
Okay,
And then we would all chip in and we would buy the meat for the said funeral
okay,
of a township resident is how
Yeah.
it's always been.
sure.
So we're gonna start that back up again, I'm
Yes.
assuming.
Okay, I understand it now, thank you.
Welcome. Yes, ma'am.
I have a few questions. Dorothy, what time are we gonna be having our next meeting, township meeting?
6 p.m.
6 o'clock, okay.
It's February, I think the 10th.
Okay.
Second Tuesday, isn't it? It's 6 p.m. They'll go back to 6 p.m. now. We only did 2 for him.
Okay. And when, is the supervisors meeting and where do they meet?
Breakfast, West Side Diner, first Thursday of the month, 9 a.m.
One more question. It was actually some information. So there is, Charlevoix Township, for their attorney, they use John Jerima. And then Boyne City, there's an attorney, Robert Banner. And then Traverse City has, another group, Cummings, McClory, Davis, and ACO. If you feel like you're dissatisfied with the ones you guys just voted on. There's other ones that are familiar with municipalities.
I've called several.
Do you know what their rates are?
No, I don't. No. Someone would have to call.
He asked if you, what was the last?
What was the name of the last one you said?
Cummings, McClory, Davis, and Eco.
That's the one I have on my, that I was next to call after this one.
And I have another question.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm Karen Richards. About employment here, so where would one look for any openings? Like, when you guys have, like, your cleaning lady, or, and I know we discussed it about the assistant, whatever, I don't recall the name of the position, but I think it's office assistant. So where do they get public, for people to know if there's an opening here at the township? Do you guys use Indeed, or, do you use Indeed, or is it just online, or where?
Avalanche. We post everything
Oh,
in
and
the
the
Avalanche.
okay, everything's in the
So when
Avalanche.
did you post those for the cleaning and sub-secretary, as you told me?
The first part of December,
Before the meeting? Cause at the meeting.
right
you
at the
told me they
meeting,
weren't
the next
posted.
day, they were put in the
Okay.
Avalanche, and they
Alright.
went until January 1.
Okay.
Okay. Just so we know for future.
Did you have any applicants?
1. Anything else? Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
my other things were like for fire department or the attorney, but they're not here, so.
Good afternoon, Ben Mactor. Just a question about some of the fire stuff. So I know you opened it up for discussion prior to the meeting and things have already been voted on. But my question is, there wasn't much of anything listed out here as far as the things that were being voted upon. So like, transparency wise, what kind of turnaround schedule is there for the helmets? Cause I know there's a 10-year cycle that those are gonna be good for. So what's the replacement schedule? I'm guessing there should be one that's there. And then the other comment that was made was the badges are missing. So would that not be township property?
Yes, it is township
Okay,
property.
so if they're missing, where are these badges at, that we're now having to replace? So those are just a couple of the questions that, I know you already voted on it, just.
There's a
questions that-
lot of missing stuff, and no matter what place you're looking in here, in our offices, their offices, it's gone.
Okay, but we know who those badges should be assigned to,
Yes, sir, we do.
okay, so,
That's why we have an attorney and
okay. No, I understand.
I'm not
but
trying to
even
be a
before-
smart
No,
ass.
even before it'd go to an attorney though, that would go to like the sheriff or something else, but
it's
as far
already
as
there.
the 4 helmets that are being, sought, is there any kind of schedule for replacement for those?
Terry, you wanna work on that one? What, we used the ARPA funds to order the first helmets, cause they were outdated.
And that was another question too, is if there's any kind of federal grant programs that we've already looked into that would cover a lot of the cost for these things.
Our fire chief is one of the best grant writers there is in the state, and he's always writing grants. The helmets and the turnout gear were bought by the previous board through the ARPA funds.
Okay,
and they were short because we've hired 4 new people, so they were short them 4 helmets, is why we needed the extra. But they're usually on a schedule, we were buying them prior to this, Terry, every couple of years, isn't it? If you go, is it in a rotating,
Tries to be. He tries to get the grants for the turnout gear and the helmets. So as the firefighter grant comes through, the state of Michigan has a firefighters grant. So certain times, certain grants are for certain equipment. So as it comes up, that's when he tries to put it in. So it's only available this year or this year or.
Sure.
and the last one was, is that radios, is that what we got?
That's what we put in.
Radio
And before that was the SCBA's.
So that's, it's,
So the helmets that are being replaced, I guess, are those missing, or were they damaged, or it's just time to replace those?
Time to replace.
the ones that were outdated are the ones that they ordered through the ARPA funds, and then we needed 4 additional because we have new personnel.
Gotcha. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, ma'am.
Looks like the, next meeting is the 11th.
Okay,
Okay, that's the Tuesday, right?
yeah,
Okay.
second Tuesday.
Alright.
Thank you.
Mhm.
I only glanced at it and I thought
I
it was a 10. Yes, Brian. Brian Cook, by the way.
Yes, Brian Cook. Just triggered something when you guys were talking about the fire department again. This was like a couple years ago, Lyon Township and Beaver Creek Township fire departments were talking and working on putting in a grant to install a fire hydrant and well at the treatment plant.
Yes. Did you ever get that?
No, I don't think that ever, I haven't heard anything about it in a while, so I didn't know if that was still something, to look at or not. So this board understands, the Utility Authority Board has been very supportive of it, cause it's gonna help both townships. There's really no place to get water in that area down there. What we said is we'll allow you to connect it to our power, no charge. Our generator should be able to power that we have there as well, so that it'll always work. And it's a give back to the 2 townships, so, we more than support it, but I was just kinda curious, cause it
I'm
kinda
glad you brought
fell
that
out
up,
of
because I
the
know you have been, each month prior to us coming in, I was here and you were asking about that fire hydrant update, so I will look into that.
Cool.
Thank you for reminding
I
me.
had talked to Doug about that too, and he's on it.
He knows about it.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cause if I understand correctly, the 2 townships, we're gonna put in together for a grant to get more money or something.
Exactly, yep.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that. That was when the previous chief was over
Yes.
at Lions. Anything else?
Yes. I asked, Terry here about the badges, are they mandatory for ID? We have to have them on our uniforms, so do we have enough for current staff?
I can't answer that.
Cause we may have to order them regardless.
We'll wait and find out. I gotta know how much money I got before I can spend it.
Well, heck.
I'm one of them. It's 800, you know, and I understand we need them, and I know that, and Steve is right, we have the major things we need right now, and that can wait. Yes, we need them, yes, they're mandatory, regular, but I gotta know I got money to cover them. And they didn't get turned in.
Yeah, we know.
He's got a question back here.
Oh,
Is that written into the regs that anybody that terminates their employment with the fire department has to return those badges?
Yes.
So maybe the ones that quit did
It's
not.
policy, yes, and the one, and we had asked for them to be turned back in. And I asked that they go to the sheriff's department, so they didn't have to come here and they couldn't say it caused any kind of ruckus. I had one officer turn his gear in, but no badges at all.
Well, then,
That's one out of
Why
four.
are
That's
the
fair.
sheriffs not enforcing the recovery of
That
those?
seems like an easy fix with the sheriff's
That's
department.
Yeah, I mean, that's,
I have an open case.
Oh, okay,
Everything is already in, and it's a state police,
okay.
so that is going. Anybody else? Hearing
I
none?
will, Kim helped, so I think you guys are doing a good job.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kim.
You're welcome.
The real one?
And if I could, I'd do the dump tomorrow for my brother. I would.
I know you will.
You're on a plane.
You want a plane?
Yes.
Can I entertain a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
At
1:46.
Motion to adjourn, 1:46, all those in favor?
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming.
Have a great afternoon, everyone.
You as
Thank
well.
you.
I don't know if I should talk to you.